Hello everyone. We are back in my closet for another episode, and I am wearing the same hairstyle as I have been every day for the past 3 years. Today's episode is not about how to style your hair. It's about a very interesting question that I always ask myself. We all know that every human being dies. We know that there is an end. Most people believe in life in the next world. They believe in life after life. And some people don't. Either way, we know that this very life that we're all living right now is very much temporary. So my question always is, if we know that all of this is going to end at some point, and no one knows when, which is the best part, then how are we still so incredibly attached to our worldly desires, also our material positions? What makes human beings want more and more and more when they know that at some point they're gonna have to leave all of that behind and go, whether to absolute nothingness, if people don't believe in life after life, or to the next world, which is forever and not temporary anymore. So why? What I think about is that because human beings are capable of practicing qualities that are not physical, like love, kindness, patience, whatever, compassion, we cannot be material beings. We are spiritual beings. And we have a soul. We're spiritual beings, but we live in this material world. And material forces are extremely strong. And when us as human beings are not aware of the capability of our souls and the power, the infinite, mind-blowing power that our souls have, we're so easily affected by these material forces, even though we're spiritual beings. And I think that could be one of the reasons why we were created, because I think that this battle of knowing our inherent goodness and then being put against this material world is what makes this life worth living. It's this battle, this everyday battle, these choices that we make on a daily basis. We all know that we live in a world where materialism is advertised every second of our lives. Social media, newspaper, conversations, wherever that we go, school, it's all about material desires. And as human beings, we are attracted to beauty. We are attracted to beautiful things. That's why we love art. That's why we are able to create art. It's because we're able to see the beauty in life and then recreate it or create things that are inspired by it. And thank God for the arts. But I think that attraction to beauty can very easily be manipulated by these strong forces. When we go to the mall, for example, we can just see how every single store is fighting for our attention. And every store is saying, you need this. This is the brand new thing and you need it. But we don't. I think when we are easily affected by these material forces, we lose sight of the bigger picture. What is our purpose in this life? Is it to get up, work really hard so we can have a lot of money, so we can buy a lot of things that we want or we don't need? if you think about it, I've seen so many people that work day and night to be able to afford a bigger house, to be able to afford a better car, and they simply aren't happy because they don't have time to take a moment and really think about why they're so worried about, collecting more and more material possessions. I think this pursuit of happiness is just fundamentally wrong, because everyone talks about how they want to be happy and how they're working so hard to find this happiness. But I really don't think a lot of us really know what true happiness is. Like, what are we working towards? Is it to be able to go on vacation once a year or even more? Is it to be able to afford whatever that we see and want and enjoy? Or is it something else? And some people might disagree with me, but I really think that true happiness is joy, and that joy cannot come from material possessions. I know that we live in a material world and we need material means to be able to survive. That means having a roof over our head. It means having food to eat. It means security. It means being able to afford healthcare and all these things. But these are basic needs, and actually so many people are deprived of them. But let's think about North America. These are our needs, and most of us are fortunate enough to have already met these needs. But everything that comes after is a man-made creation to distract us from our main purpose in this world. And this might sound cheesy. Some people might laugh. But I really don't think we can fulfill our purpose in life, which I think is to be aware of our inherent goodness, of these spiritual qualities that we were all created with, then try to take those, practice them so we can master them and become the best possible version of ourselves, but then also build a better world for ourselves and the future generation, to be able to love one another and serve each other. And none of the things that I mentioned is gained by material possessions. And I know that a lot of people say that money can fix your problems, money can buy you a lot of happiness, and I agree, money does fix problems, but I could never agree that money brings you happiness, because you might think that, okay, I have this car that I've always wanted and I'm finally able to afford it because I have the money. I guarantee you, just like buying anything new, a new phone, a new furniture, a new whatever, after a while you get used to it and it's not as exciting as it used to be. This is a fact, and I'm sure that all of us have experienced this. We forget about that initial happiness that we received from possessing a material thing. But if we made someone happy, if we offered a hand in times of difficulty, if someone said thank you to us genuinely when they really benefited from what we did for them or what we said to them, I honestly really don't think that those moments are ever forgotten. Even if years have passed, when we think about those moments, we're still able to feel that joy in our heart. And that is true happiness. That is true joy that is never going to go away. Especially social media is really trying to show us how happy these people with a lot of money are. I don't know why. I don't know what to call them, like celebrities and influencers and millionaires and billionaires, whoever that they are able to live comfortable lives. And honestly, I think comfort is good, security is good, all of these things are good. To be able to afford whatever that is needed for you to have a peaceful life is great. But as long as it doesn't take you away from the reality of the world. If you are taken away from reality, then that is a problem. I truly believe that we are all connected to one another. And I don't think a billionaire who has everything could ever find true happiness and joy when a lot of their brothers and sisters from other parts of the world are suffering and fighting for basic needs. I think we need to realize that human connection and know that at the end of the day, we all live in the same world. At some point, that bubble is burst, one way or another. If not for themselves, then maybe for their kids, maybe for their grandchildren. The only way for us to really be able to live a peaceful life is to make our vision clear, our vision of what this world is about. When I think about it, when I think about death, in my head, it just doesn't make sense for me to come to this world, work day and night to collect money, and then die, and then leave everything behind. What makes sense to me is come to this world, understand how much goodness and greatness I'm capable of, share all of that with others, love them, serve them, and then leave. If the end is the beginning of an immortal life, then I think all the great things that we did in this world will carry on and will come with us. And if the end is then the end, there's nothing after, then all those great things that we did in our lifetime will undoubtedly affect generations after generations. But in none of those scenarios, our material possessions are going to do anything for anyone. Our money that we collected could help our children or grandchildren to build a secure and comfortable life for themselves. But at the end of the day, that's not going to guarantee happiness. Happiness, true happiness and true joy comes from within, and it comes from whatever that feeds our soul. I hope this wasn't confusing. I kind of just ranted. These thoughts are like, sometimes they're not coherent. It just come to my mind, but they're like things that I think about on a daily basis. And that's why I decided to create this series, because I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna think out loud and hope that some people would resonate with them and contribute to this space. I truly believe that this world is a mirage, and what stays and what is real and what is immortal is love and fellowship and service. We need love to survive in this world. There have been a lot of individuals that had everything, every material thing you can ever imagine, and they decided to take their life away because their life lacked love and compassion. There are a lot of voices shouting at us to, work harder. We are not successful enough if you can't afford your dreams. And all of these voices, it's very hard to shut them down, but it's possible. But we gotta stay focused, and we gotta mean business. We gotta just have this mission that I know who I am as a human being. I know what my purpose is, and nothing or no one can distract me from that true happiness that I'm after. And honestly, true happiness is so easy to achieve. We're just gonna delve deep into what we have and recognize it in others, and then exchange those things, all those great qualities. Life would ultimately become easier, and this world will become a better place. But we gotta stay focused. We gotta stay focused and not allow those loud voices to distract us from truth and what matters. I hope I can edit all these things in a way that is not as confusing as it sounds to myself. Thank you so much again for joining me in this beautiful closet. I hope that this is helpful. And yeah, thank you. And goodbye.